Join me, 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty, on my podcast, My Life of Crime, as I take on true crime investigations like no other. This season, I'm looking into the labyrinth of crime and secrets within families. I'm cutting straight to the evidence and talking to the people directly involved, including investigators and the families of victims. Listen to My Life of Crime with Erin Moriarty wherever you get your podcasts.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show, and in today's episode, I wanted to talk on how to know which Jordans are best for you. I feel like there are a lot of people out there that would love to get into sneakers, but they don't even know where to start. It's like, do you start with Nike? Do you start with Adidas? Do you start with Puma? Reebok? And I think we all know, like, the biggest sneaker company out there is Nike. Like, Nike has came out with, like, high-end designer shoes, like, stuff that could compete with Balenciaga. And they've also came out with, like, your, day-to-day shoes that it's, like, cost, like, $60, $70. But they, they're not like the mad expensive shoes that cost like $800. And the crazy thing is like there's shoes out there that cost like $60 from Nike that can compete with like the high end designer shoes like Gucci, Balenciaga, and all them other high end brands out there. Now, at the end of the day, it's like, I feel like with Jordans, well, see, here's the thing, because there's many pairs of Jordans out there. You got your, like, OG original pair, and then you have, like, the, like, hybrid ones. You have, like, the newer ones that's, like, meant for, like, the basketball players today. There's so many different Jordans that you really could just start off with. But overall, in this podcast episode, you will be hearing it from the man himself, the sneakerhead himself, the one that has been buying shoes not that long. Like, don't look at me as like the all-time great sneakerhead out there. There's sneakerheads that's been in the game a lot longer than I have. So, but anyways, no. So let's overall talk on, like, which ones are best for you. Now, if you are looking for something comfort-wise, I have to say, probably the one pair of Jordans comfort-wise. So if you want something original but comfortable, in my opinion, it would be the Air Jordan 11s. Because with, like, all the way, I had to say, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like talking on like the different, models. Because there's like, I think right now they're like on 37, or I think it's either 37 or maybe 30. No, it's 37. It's 37. I believe it is. So, but anyways, so that's like the line of Air Jordans. Now, if you're wanting the ones like that he played in himself, yeah, you're going to most likely want to stick from like Air Jordan 1 all the way up until 14, because I think those were like the last like pair that at least for the Chicago Bulls. But he did come back and played again, I think like in 2003. I don't know if he was wearing like any new, he might have been, I don't know. But anyways, it's just something that you'll have to go up and look yourself. So if you're only wanting the ones that he has played in, yeah, you can most likely find a website or a sneaker forum, or you can even go onto Reddit and even ask like a question and stuff and just about like which Air Jordans did Michael Jordan play in, like, just make sure you ask for a list. And yeah, I'm pretty sure there will be people out there that were like, oh yeah, so he played 1 through 14s and maybe some other ones and all that stuff. And then if you're wanting like some that's, much more newer, then yeah, I definitely go for the Jordans that's coming out today. And they have like a lot of different types. They have like the ones that's not so famous, like you'll see those sitting on the shelves like in Foot Locker for a few months. There's Jordans that I've seen in there and I'm like, wow, all right, so I guess nobody doesn't really particularly care for those Jordans. And that's one thing for sure, getting into Jordans for like my non-sneakerheads out there, never think to yourself that there's not enough colors. I guarantee and I promise you, you can look up purple and black Jordans, you'll find them. You can look up orange and black Jordans, you'll find them. You can look up orange and white Jordans. I bought a pair of Jordans, and it's like, they call it light curry, but it's like a tannish orange type color and stuff. You'll find them, okay? You can green and white Jordans, red and white. So here's the thing with like the red Jordans. any red Jordans, that's like the original colorway, because of course he played for Chicago. So yes, if you find like any red, white, and black, or red and black Jordans, those are like the OG colors. So if you want like the OG colors but on a newer Jordan, you'll most likely be able to find them. But the thing is though, that's one thing that I've seen like with these newer Jordans, they don't hit like with, and that's why I say, you know, with like the old ones will never go out of style. That's the crazy thing about it. Even though like they came out like in the 80s and 90s, they have never went out of style. Never. That's the crazy thing about even with Air Jordan 1s, bro. Air Jordan 1s came out in 85, I believe. You can still wear those shoes till this day. Like, the thing is this, like, if you don't really know too much about sneakerheads, or just overall sneakers and stuff, you can look up Air Jordan 1s and you'll see so many different colors, like, and so many different ways of that they've came out with Air Jordan 1s. Like, I have to say I have just about almost every single like different model of the Air Jordan 1. And they have so many different models. They have low tops, mid tops, high tops. They have these React ones. They have these Gore-Tex ones. They have these patent leather ones. Gore-Tex is like a brand that comes out with like this like really durable, like they come out with durable shoes. So they have like collaboration shoes with like Nike and Air Jordan. I think they got other collaborations with like different brands and stuff. So you just have to like look them up. But no, yeah, they've came out with quite a few different pairs of Jordans. It surprised me at times at like on how many pairs of Air Jordan 1s they have out there and stuff. So yeah, don't ever think like, okay, they're not gonna have an Air Jordan 1 for me. They're not gonna have a low top all white Jordan. They will. I guarantee and I promise you, with an Air Jordan 1, they will. Now, with the other Air Jordans, Air Jordan 1s, in my opinion, are like the basic. And like out of all the Air Jordans, those are like the basic Air Jordans because you see them getting released all year long. Whether it's low tops, mid tops, high tops, other different types and stuff like there, you'll always will see a pair of Air Jordan 1s on a Foot Locker website, Champs website, Finish Line, any sneaker website out there, Nike, like you're always going to see them. So don't ever think like, oh, okay, well they don't have them. Like I guarantee or you could go on like a reselling website because at times they do sell Air Jordan 1s for like under retail and stuff. So if you are looking for something online, then yeah, I definitely recommend going on a website like GOAT or something. GOAT, in my opinion, is the more trustable, reliable website. But if you don't care about all that stuff, because the thing is, like I say that is because, you know, there are some websites out there, not trying to name drop anybody, but there are some websites out there that, from what I've heard, they sell fakes. So if you are worried about that, then yeah, I would definitely recommend going to a reliable website. If they don't have it on like and I know people are like, well, what is reliable? Like, is the Nike website reliable? If Nike were to ever sell a pair of fake Jordans or just any shoe out there, okay, that is fake, I guarantee and I promise you Nike will be under investigation. I have never in my life have heard of the Nike app selling a pair of fake Jordans. That might not even be a video. Nike selling fake shoes. Let's just see. People have shown it. Nike provides evidence so the one brand that they have called out for selling fake shoes is StockX. So Nike, they got like some like lawsuit going on with them right now. But StockX selling fake shoes at sneaker stores. So you're not going to see no video of Nike employees selling fake shoes. I guarantee and I promise you will never ever in life see that. Nike, I have to say, like, the one thing that I love and respect about Nike is how, you know, just dope their customer service is. Now, I don't know if it's like that for everybody, but for myself, so just to tell y'all a little sneaker story. So I did buy a pair of, so there's these one Jordans that I like, bro, I love them, all right? I don't wear them outside too much because I just want to, you know, keep them still intact and things. I know how crazy I could get with shoes. But so anyways, So I ordered these Zion 2s. Those are so that's like another pair of Jordan, like from the Jordan. That's a shoe from the Jordan brand, cuz Nike, so I believe they own Jordan brand, but it's still like they got like their own creative control and stuff. So their Jordan brand is allowed to do whatever they want to do, and Nike just sells off on it and has it on their website. I think that's how it goes. I don't know. But anyways, so I bought these Zion 2s. And such a dope looking shoe. Like, look up Zion 2 Voodoo. I've even done a review on them and stuff. So if you want to see what they look like, just look up TMossBoss Zion 2. Most likely the video will pop up and stuff. So anyways, so yeah, I buy the shoes. Shoes were supposed to come in, didn't come in. And then the day when they were supposed to come in, they ended up getting delayed. So then at some point in time, I ended up getting an email saying that the shoes were damaged. And I'm like, oh, well, dang, all right, well, I guess that's that and things. So then at some point in time, I check on the website again, just randomly checking. No. That's what it was. I got an email saying that my shoes were delivered. I ain't hear no truck, cause usually I'll hear a truck like slam their door, or somebody walk up on my door and stuff. Cause a lot of the times they be delivering shoes like early in the morning. Like it's some occasions where they deliver it at the day, but no, like they'll deliver the shoes in the morning and stuff. So I ain't heard nothing, and I'm downstairs eating my breakfast. I checked the door 3 different times. I'm looking around. I'm not seeing no pairs of shoes. So that's when I contacted Nike, and I was like, hey, yo, look, so Nike themselves had sent me an email saying that the shoes were damaged. They didn't say that like, oh, it turns out they weren't. No, Nike themselves and FedEx both sent me a thing saying that the shoes were damaged and I wouldn't be able to get them. So I'm like, okay. What's this all about? What y'all saying that I can show you guys, all right? Ain't nobody drove out in front of my house and delivered nothing, okay? So what's going on? So thank God they believed me, because I'm like, bro, I don't want them to think that I'm like trying to run a scam on them. Like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, no, because I don't want stuff like that to happen to me. So I'm like, I know what karma can do to a person. I scammed Nike. Next thing you know, I ended up having a business of my own, and the scam ends up being 10 times worse. And I'm sitting down thinking, well, why is my business going out of business and stuff? Oh, wait a minute. I remember that time when I scammed Nike out of a pair. So I ain't trying to have that. I'm trying to live me a good life, So anyway, so yeah, the Nike, whoever it was I was talking to, they overall was like, they understood, and they say, hey, we'll send you out another pair, no extra cost. And I'm like, bro, you guys, man, like, no, if y'all just need like somebody to just defend you guys, and because from that day forward, Nike I always will have their back. On any debate discussion, if somebody's trying to argue with me saying that Balenciaga is better than Nike, bro, it would look like I would be cutting a WWE promo at WrestleMania, fighting for the World Heavyweight Champ or the Undisputed, because with Roman Reigns, he got both the belts. So I will cut the greatest promo of all time defending Nike. I guarantee and I promise you, anybody can have that argument with me about Nike not being. I guarantee and I promise you, I will defend them guys forever, okay? Unless they do something crazy. But until then, I'm like, no, yeah, I got Nike's back, all right? Because I'm like, they didn't even need to do that. They could have just been like, well, we don't fully know what's going on, so therefore we'll refund you, but we won't be like, they could have said like, we're not going to give you all of your money. They could have said like, well, we don't believe you, so if you're going to have to contact FedEx and see about getting the shoes, even if they are damaged. They could have said everything possible, but they sent me a pair of shoes, okay? So that's how I know Nike don't be out there running scams. They don't be doing nothing crazy to nobody and stuff. So that's why I'm like, for me personally, I love Nike, all right? So, but anyways, getting back on the discussion on like which Jordan is best for you and stuff. So overall, like, besides that, so, like, but what was the point I was trying to make? I was making some point and I just completely forgot. But anyways, all right, we're moving on, we're doing this live, all right. So anyways, but yeah, like, so there's the newer like Air Jordan shoes where they have like more, like, like tech specs and stuff of the shoes. And I know people are like, wait a minute, how does a shoe have a tech spec? So to explain it to you guys, and I have to say, one shoe I am going to use for an example is the Air Jordan 11. So the Air Jordan 11, in my opinion, it's one of the most like tech spec shoes that you can possibly see and stuff. Like, no, the shoe, it's honestly insane on how much, tech stuff that shoe has. So with like, so there's two different types of Air Jordan 11s. They have like the patent leathered ones, and then they have like the ones that has like a suede slash like new buckish type material going around it and stuff. And that's like more so for the low tops. You ain't gonna see no high top Air Jordan 11 with like no suede like new, unless like it's the upper maybe, but if not that, then yeah. So with the Air Jordan 11s, so it has like this rubber outsole that looks amazing, but over the time, depending on which one that you have, like if you have a bread 11, you ain't gonna have to worry about the color deteriorating over the years, because there's still like Air Jordan 11s that came out back in 96 where the red looks perfect. It looks perfectly intact and all that. It doesn't look like it's, deteriorating or the color. Now the shoe itself, it has lost its like material, like the glue and things. So yeah, that might overall like go out if you getting a shoe from 96. So that's why, in my opinion, because I know people probably be confused by that. They're all like, oh, well, I want the first pair. So to explain that to you, you overall can get, like an original pair of Air Jordan like 11s or 1s or whatever. You could get you an original pair, but what I must warn you of is that the material of those shoes are going to, they're not going to be intact. So that's why I would recommend, if you are going to get you like a retro pair of Air Jordan 11s, because they release those shoes like the retro ones all the time. Like just last year they released the original pair of Air Jordan 1s. So they're like, and so they have like those ones where they kind of look a little old, and then they have like these ones that came out in 2015 that look like they're brand new and stuff, like they just recently came out. So they have like different types. Like they even have ones from like different brands, like for an example, Off-White. They have like an Air Jordan 1 that looks just like the original ones, but they overall though, it's like, they're not like the original. There's just some differences with them and stuff. So yeah, so they have things like that going on where it's like, they might add like a little bit more to the newer one, but overall it's still like in that same like, retro inspiration and stuff. So, but what are some other things I could say? But, oh yeah, so anyways, getting back to the Air Jordan 11. So with the Air Jordan 11s, so they have like the ones that's like that has like this patent leather that goes around it. And that patent leather is honestly, it's amazing. Like that patent leather, it's, that's something where it's not gonna go, oh, there's so much I gotta talk on with Air Jordan. This gonna probably be a long episode, so sit down, get comfortable, because there's a lot that I gotta say. But anyway, so with the Air Jordan 11s, so they got like the patent leather that's perfect for rain, but if you are looking for a shoe that is good for like bad weather conditions, so there's the one pair of Jordans that I just recently bought called it's the Air Jordan 1 Gore-Tex. So they got like numerous colorways of that, which means like, and the Gore-Tex is like this like really durable like material where you can have those shoes like out in rain. I guarantee and I promise you, like them shoes is going to still be like perfect and stuff. Like they're not going to, like they're going to get wet, but at the same time, it's like, it's not going to affect the shoe or ruin the shoe. Most likely with any other pair of Air Jordans that has like a suede or a nubuck material, that's going to most likely mess it up. But what's crazy about this is that, so it does have like a suede and like a nubuck type material, and it doesn't like it's not doing nothing. Like I haven't worn these shoes outside yet, But there are another pair of Nike shoes that does have like that Gore-Tex. It's like a Gore-Tex collab. And yeah, like those shoes, my feet were not wet at all. And I'm like, so that's why, with those, like with Gore-Tex shoes, I definitely recommend getting you a pair if you are looking for something that is a little bit, durable and stuff. So I'm trying to think. I don't think they have like any Air Jordan 11s with that Gore-Tex. They should come out with it. I think that would be amazing. But let's see, Air Jordan 11 Gore-Tex. Yeah, nope. They only have like the Air Jordan 1s. Yeah, the Air Jordan 1s that got that Gore-Tex. And then I think they got like some other Nike shoes. They honestly should though, because I'm like, that would be amazing. I definitely would buy that, because I'm like, the Air Jordan 11 is already a tank of a shoe itself. Like, no, so what's crazy is that with the Concord 11s, that's like a colorway that they call that shoe, but it's still a Air Jordan 11. Concord is just the name of the color that they call it, which is just black and white and stuff. So, but anyways, so with those ones, I wore those shoes like left and right outside in bad weather conditions, and those shoes, they're still intact till this day. Like, the thing is that the bottoms are a little bit like dirty, but other than that, like, no, the shoe is still perfectly intact. So that's one thing that I really do love about those shoes, is how dope that that those shoes work in the rain and stuff. Versus, like, there's other pairs of shoes that I've had where it's like, and other Air Jordans that I've had where it's like, they're not so good for the rain. For an example, there's these Air Jordan 4s that I bought where they were winterized. So maybe they meant like winterized, like if you wear it outside in cold weather, then your feet are going to be warm. But I'm like, bruh, I need shoes for rain. I don't need shoes for no cold weather. I'm like, bruh, like my thing is this. To avoid, if you're wanting to get you a pair of like Air Jordans where it's like, okay, let's say you do live in a cold climate state. In my opinion, one pair of Jordans that y'all should get is like once again, Air Jordan 11s. It's like those shoes don't really, it has like a breathable mesh around the shoe, but other than that, like there are like holes in the shoe and stuff. And even with these Gore-Tex shoes, they don't have like no holes in them. So it's like, okay, well, that's what you guys just don't do then. You just don't put no holes in the shoe. But yeah, with those winterized Air Jordan 4s, it was like them shoes. So it was raining, like pouring down rain one time when it was like, out here in Washington. And so I'm wearing the shoes. I'm thinking everything is okay. I go home. My sock was drenched, bro. It was wet. Like it made it like the sock looked like I hadn't even worn the shoes out in the I didn't even wear no shoes outside. I just wore straight up socks outside. So I'm sitting here thinking, what is the winterized? Like, what is that? Why would y'all say that shoes is winterized? It's like if the like shoes is still gonna be that wet. And I'm like, man, no, I hadn't worn them shoes. I wore those shoes, I think maybe like one time after that, but after that, I haven't really been wearing the shoes because I'm like, that's a lie. I'm like, them shoes is not winterized. I'm like, you can wear, I guess like because it has like this material in the inside that's supposed to keep your feet warm. But I'm like, bro, I'm not paying attention to that. I'm paying attention to how this shoe is gonna hold in like rain conditions. And so let's say like winterized, if you're thinking something like, well, maybe they meant it was good for the snow. Okay, so let's say it's snowing really hard outside. What is snow? Snow is water. If snow builds up on the shoe, then the shoes is still gonna get wet, and the shoes is most likely, it ain't gonna be no reason to wear the shoes outside. So that's why I'm like, no, that's just pointless. I'm like, if you want Gore-Tex, I'm like, get the Air Jordan ones with the Gore-Tex material. And overall, it's like it should, that should be okay. But other than that, if you see any pairs of Jordans out there that says winterized, don't fool with it. So here's the thing. I do have a pair of Jordans that they did say that they are winterized. I think those ones, and those are the Air Jordan 14s. Now, I did wear those outside when it snowed one day, and they seemed like they worked. They seemed like it was okay. But other than that, with like rain, I haven't worn them outside while it's rained and stuff. So those shoes, I might have to try it out one day. But other than that, I'm like, I haven't really I need to. I was like, because it's been raining. It's raining actually right now, but it's getting a little dark out. I mean, it's still light outside, but I'm like, nah, I'm like, it's at that time of the day where I'm like, I need to be home. I'm like, it's funny how like, even though I don't work in Seattle right now, I know when to like be home, and like anytime around 3, I'm like, no, I'm chilling. I'm like, I ain't going anywhere outside. I'm like, there are at times where I'd have, but I'm like, no, for the most part, 3 o'clock, I am home. Okay, anytime before 3, maybe, just maybe, I might be outside. All right, but not for a long period of time. I usually try to be in and out of places, and so, anyways. But yeah, like overall, those shoes they held up in the snow. And if you're even looking for something like that, like a good like snow Air Jordan, yeah, maybe winterized Jordans, but still, I would recommend Gore-Tex Jordans because those, in my opinion, those would probably be a better Jordan to get than a winterized. So between those two, Gore-Tex. And then if you're wanting to get something for basketball, that I mean, like that's literally what Air Jordan is. They're basketball shoes. It's just that a lot of people wear them because I know people might be thinking like, oh, well, it's, a lot of people wear them casually. So do they, what's the idea? Why is it that they're casual shoe? Like people wear them as casual shoes, but they don't really be wearing them as basketball. No, people still wear them as basketball shoes. It's just that you see, like it's just with the sneaker culture, is that, a lot of the times, like, we're just only wearing shoes just so we can, like, stunt, overall, just have, like, something to go with the outfit and things, because there's so many different colors. Now, maybe if it was a basic color, probably, the Jordan brand wouldn't be where it's at today, but, since there's, like, 100 million colors out there, and the funny thing is, like, so there's the video game NBA 2K where they have like a Jordan customization thing. I'm pretty sure there's probably guys in there just customizing, seeing what colors can work out, seeing what things they can do, and they're just coming out with the like best Jordans or like a bunch of different colorways just by playing that game alone. Because you can come out with 100 million colorways on that game alone and even recreate some shoes out there. So yeah, it's like I've seen there's so many colorways from all the Air Jordans, like except like the new ones, you don't really see too many different colors with them. Like you'll see some that stands out, but for the most part, you don't really, not with the new ones. Like with the 37s, they don't really have like a whole lot of colors with those shoes. They maybe got like some colors and that's about it. But comparing it to the latest Air Jordan to the Air Jordan 1, it unmatched when it comes to just so many different. So in my opinion, if you want to starting off, like if you want a Jordan to start off with, Air Jordan 1, and if you want something that's like good for weather, no, so that's actually the ones that I wanted to talk on. So there's multiple, but there's the two that I recently bought where they the whole upper of the shoe is patent leather. So if you're wanting to get you a pair of shoes, so like let's say you don't like the Gore-Tex ones because they don't have enough colors and stuff. So they have two colorways that I have with the Air Jordan ones, which is the original bread colorway, and then they have the shattered glass, and shattered glass is just it's like a orange and black Jordan, but I think they got like orange, black, and white. Orange, and yeah, it's just there's so many different ways of how they even with like the dark Concord, I think people will probably be thinking like it looks like a Concord 11 but just a little bit darker. Now to explain what the Concord 11s look like, it's a white and black shoe. Now in my opinion, like when you are thinking of dark Concord, you're thinking okay, so probably the upper might be like a shade darker, or it's just like it's also like black and then the black is blacker. How would that work? No, dark Concord. So there's these one pair of Air Jordans, the Air Jordan 12s. I had a pair of those, but I ended up giving them away. But no, dark Concord on that was literally all black with a hint of purple. That's what dark Concord. I'm like, that's confusing. I don't get that. But yeah, like I'm gonna just tell y'all this right now. There are so many different colorways and colorway meanings with Air Jordans. You'll get bread and it won't look nothing. You'll get like a Air Jordan bread 1, but if you're thinking it's gonna look anything like the bread 11s, not really, not as much. But it's they might have like light bread or something, and there's so many. They even have like the ones where it's like the Concord bread and it's like a mixture. It ain't even really a mixture. The upper is Concord, then the bottom part is just red. It's so confusing, bro. I'm like, yeah, the colorways can be a tad bit confusing, but if you are looking for a starter Jordan, so the ones that I started off with were the Air Jordan 1 mids. And yeah, the mids, those don't cost as much. Like, you can probably get you a pair of mids for like 120 or something like that. I remember when I started getting into Jordans, they were like 110, so they raised the prices on the mids, which was weird, because I'm like, why? You know, like, mids don't even be selling like that, so it's like, why would y'all raise the price for a pair of shoes that, like, it's crazy because nobody likes mids. That's the funny thing about Air Jordan 1 mids, nobody likes them. When they're thinking they don't like so what's the funny thing is that people were trashing on the lows, the Air Jordan 1 lows. Travis Scott came out with like 2-3 pairs of lows. Everybody's buying them up. But let it be like any other, like if it's just a regular Air Jordan 1 low, there ain't no special story behind it. People ain't going to be, fooling with that shoe. But if it's like a collaboration shoe, I would be careful with a collaboration shoe, because it's going to most likely be a little bit hard to get. And definitely, with like searching online. So let's say, for an example, you see a pair of Air Jordan 1s like that's from Off-White or Travis Scott or whatever. You see a pair and you're like, oh, okay, well, I want to get those, and they only cost like $100, but it's a Travis Scott or an Off-White shoe, and they cost $100. The shoes are fake. All right, the shoes are fake. Don't buy them. You're gonna be walking one day, and that whole shoe is going to explode on you. So definitely do not do that to yourself. But yeah, overall though, like if you're on the Nike website and then you see like a pair and they cost like a Nike website, okay. But if you're like on something that says it ain't Nike, but it's close, like .com, yeah, don't fool with them shoes, all right? Don't even do that to yourself. So, but anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on a podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 46 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you are purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off of your first purchase. And there's another promo. All right, I've been forgetting to promote them. But anyways, I have recently partnered up with the energy drink Poggers. Yes, if you go and follow me on social media, if you're like looking for something like Poggers related or just looking for a new energy drink to try out, definitely go check out Poggers. Just, if you can't find like their link, or you wanting to just go to me, yeah, just ask me on Twitter or something, and yeah, I'll send you the picture of like of like the drinks that they have, or at least the website. And if you use my promo code on the Poggers website, TMossBoss, it will knock 10% off of your purchase. So anyways, thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.